Tonight is not just another night, it is a moment of destiny. You have waited, you have prepared, and now the season of manifestation is upon you. Everything you have been believing for, everything that was set in motion long before you even knew it, is aligning for your reward. But the question is, are you truly ready to receive it? Tonight is not just another night, it is a divine a moment in time where everything changes, where delay turns into acceleration, and where preparation meets opportunity. Some of you have been waiting, working, believing, and pushing forward, but deep inside you've been asking, when will it happen? When will my breakthrough come? Well, let me tell you something. Your season of fulfillment has arrived. Listen carefully. Every promise, every vision, every seed you've planted in faith is coming into manifestation. But here's the key. Are you ready to receive it? Because opportunity doesn't wait for preparation. You must already be positioned for what's coming. See, too many people are asking for more, but they are not ready to handle more. They want increase, but they haven't made room for it. They want doors to open, but they're standing at the wrong door, distracted, unprepared, or unsure if they even have the capacity to step through. But tonight, that mindset shifts. You are not here by accident. You are here because this is your season to step into the overflow that has been prepared for you. But let me ask you this. What have you been doing while you've been waiting? Because waiting is not about sitting idly by. No. Waiting is about alignment. It is about preparation. It is about positioning yourself so that when the doors swing open, you are ready to step in. So let me challenge you tonight. Have you positioned yourself? Are you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for the next level? Because what's coming is bigger than what you imagine, and the last thing you want is to finally arrive at your moment and realize you're not ready. You see, there are two types of people in life: those who wait for something to happen and those who prepare for when it does. Which one are you? Because those who prepare, they don't just receive, they thrive. They don't just experience breakthrough, they walk in it. And let me tell you something else. Your season of fulfillment is not just about you. No. What is being released in your life is designed to impact others. It is designed to shift your generation, your family, your business, your influence. That's why you must be ready, because when the floodgates open, when the overflow begins, you won't have time to get ready. You must already ready. So hear me tonight. Your waiting has not been in vain. Every moment of struggle, every tear, every sacrifice, it has all been leading to this. The question is, are you ready? Because what's coming next is even greater. Listen, you were not created to struggle through life, wondering if you'll ever see the promise, if you'll ever step into your purpose. No, you were designed with destiny inside you. And tonight, the time of manifestation is here. The things you've been hoping for, the things you've been praying for, the things you've been working toward are now within your reach. But let me ask you, are you ready to unlock what's already been set in motion? See, destiny is not something you chase, it's something you align with. Too many people are waiting for a sign, waiting for something to happen, waiting for the perfect moment. But destiny doesn't wait for you to be comfortable. It doesn't wait for everything to be perfect. It demands that you move, that you step out, that you rise up and claim what has already been prepared for you. But here's where most people miss it. They think manifestation is about what's happening around them, but it's really about what's happening within them. Because let me tell you something. Opportunity doesn't come when you're ready. It comes when it's time. And if you are not prepared to recognize it, if you are not positioned to receive it, you will miss what was meant for you. So let me challenge you tonight. Are you truly ready to unlock what's been waiting for you? Are you ready to walk in the fulfillment of everything that has been set in place for your future? Because this is your moment. But destiny requires action. It requires you to step out of comfort, to let go of fear, to break the cycle of doubt and hesitation. And I know some of you have been waiting so long, you've started to wonder, is it even meant for me? But hear me tonight. The waiting was not wasted. Every delay, every closed door, every obstacle, it was shaping you, stretching you, preparing you. Because sometimes it's not the promise that's delayed. It's you who needed to be developed so you wouldn't waste the promise when it came. But now the season has shifted. Now the doors are opening. Now the weight of preparation is being lifted and the reality of manifestation is being released. The question is, will you walk through the door? Or will you stand on the outside, doubting, hesitating, second-guessing yourself? Because make no mistake, destiny does not wait for hesitation. It responds to confidence. It responds to those who are bold enough to say, I am ready. So I ask you tonight, are you ready? Because what's coming next requires an even greater level of preparation. What you expect determines what you receive. Let that sink in for a moment. Because too many people are walking through life hoping for something great, wishing for something better, but deep inside, they don't actually expect it to happen. And here's the truth. If you don't expect it, you won't position yourself to receive it. Expectation is not just a feeling. It is a force. It is a posture. It is the way you prepare for what is coming. When you truly expect something, you don't just sit around and wait. You get ready. You start moving differently, thinking differently, acting differently, because you know that what's coming is real. So let me ask you tonight, what are you expecting? Are you expecting doors to open? Are you expecting opportunities to come? Are you expecting the promise to manifest? Or have you let disappointment, delay, and distractions kill your expectation? Because hear me, expectation is the currency of manifestation. If you can't expect it, you won't see it. Let's make this practical. When you order something online, you expect it to be delivered, right? You check the tracking, you prepare to receive it, you make sure you're available when it arrives. You don't sit around doubting whether it will come. You know it's on the way. And that's the kind of expectation you need for your destiny. You need to wake up every day saying, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know it's coming. And I am ready. But here's the problem. Many people are waiting for something they haven't prepared for. They say they expect growth, but they haven't made space for it. They say they expect increase, but they're still thinking small. They say they expect breakthrough, but their actions don't match their words. Listen, expectation without preparation leads to frustration. If you truly believe something is coming, you will move like it's already here. And let me tell you something else. The level of your expectation determines the size of your reward. Some people are believing for just enough, but you were not designed for just enough. You were built for overflow. But overflow only comes to those who are ready to receive more than what they imagined. So here's the real question. Are you ready? Are you positioned for what's about to be released? Because this next season is not for those who are still second guessing. It's for those who are prepared, those who have positioned themselves, those who expect it so strongly that nothing can shake them. Because when the moment comes, You won't have time to get ready. You must already be ready. And if you think expectation is powerful, just wait until you understand the power of stepping into what has already been assigned to you. There comes a time when waiting is no longer an option, a time when you must move, when you must step forward, when you must walk into what has already been prepared for you. And hear me tonight, that time is now. For too long, you have been waiting for the right moment, waiting for confirmation, waiting for the circumstances to be perfect. But let me tell you something. Destiny doesn't wait for convenience. It doesn't wait for your comfort. It is calling you now. And the only question is, will you answer? Because listen, there is a difference between waiting with expectation and waiting with hesitation. Some people are waiting in faith, but others are waiting in fear. They are standing at the door of opportunity, but they refuse to step through because they are afraid of what's on the other side. But let me ask you, how long will you wait? How long will you stand in the same place watching others move forward while you remain stuck in the same cycle? See, waiting was never meant to be a lifestyle. It was only meant to be a season of preparation, a season of alignment, a season of positioning. But when the door opens, when the time arrives, when the moment is here, you must be bold enough to walk through it. And this is where so many people miss it. They think that just because they've been waiting, the promise will come and pick them up. No, the promise is here, but you must take the step. You must decide that the season of waiting is over and the season of walking has begun. Now, I know stepping into something new can feel intimidating. You don't have all the answers. You don't see the full picture. But hear me. You don't need to see everything. You just need to take the first step, because once you step out, the rest will unfold. Once you start moving, doors will begin to open. Once you decide that you are ready, everything that was held up, everything that was delayed, everything that seemed out of reach will begin to flow into place. But you must make the move. You must have the courage to shift from waiting to walking. Because the truth is, you are not waiting on the promise. The promise has been waiting on you. So here's my question tonight. How long will you wait? The moment is here. The door is open. The reward has been prepared. All that's left is for you to step into it. And if you think the step is powerful, just wait until you see what happens when you align yourself with the momentum that's already carrying you forward. There is a shift happening right now. And if you are tuned in, you can feel it. It's not just another night, not just another moment. Something is being activated in your life. The weight you've been carrying, the obstacles that have been in your way, the delays that have kept you stuck are all breaking loose. Tonight, your breakthrough is being set in motion. But hear me, breakthrough doesn't happen by accident. It is not something that randomly appears. It is something that is unlocked. And if you don't understand what's happening, you could miss what is already unfolding. Some people think breakthrough is just about receiving something, but that's not it. Breakthrough is about alignment. It's about getting into position so that what has been waiting for you can finally reach you. And let me tell you something. Tonight, alignment is happening. But here's the question. Are you ready to move with it? Because breakthrough is not just about what is being released. It's about how you respond. Some people will sit and watch others step into their moment while they stay in the same place, hoping, wishing, waiting. But those who understand what's happening, they step into it. They don't hesitate. They don't second guess. They don't hold back. They move. And I know some of you have been pushing for a long time. You've been pressing forward, doing everything you know to do, but it has felt like nothing was shifting. But hear me tonight. The resistance you have been feeling, it was not a denial. It was pressure before the breakthrough. Because before anything breaks, there is tension. Before a door swings open, there is resistance. Before a dam overflows, there is buildup. And now the pressure has reached its limit. Now the resistance is giving way. Now the buildup is turning into overflow. The things that seemed impossible before, the things that felt delayed, the things that looked out of reach are moving. But listen, the breakthrough is not coming to you. It is happening through you. Because breakthrough is not just about what you receive, it's about what you release. It's about breaking out of the old mindsets, the old habits, the old limitations that have kept you stuck. It's about stepping into a new level of faith, a new level of expectation, a new level of purpose. So let me ask you, will you respond? Because what's being set in motion tonight is not a small shift. It is a divine interruption. The question is, are you bold enough to step into it? And if you think this is powerful, just wait until you see what happens when you start reaping from the harvest that has already been prepared for you. Listen carefully. The waiting season is over. The time of planting, of watering, of watching the soil and wondering when the breakthrough would come has come to an end. The harvest is here. Everything you've been working toward, everything you've been believing for, everything you have sown in tears, in sacrifice, in patience is now ready. But the real question is, are you prepared to receive it? Because hear me, just because the harvest is here doesn't mean everyone will receive it. Some people have been so focused on the process that they don't recognize when the season has shifted. They still operating like they're in waiting mode, still holding on to the mindset of someday, still thinking like preparation is the goal. When in reality, the moment to reap has arrived. And let me tell you something, if you're not ready to receive, the harvest can come and go and you will miss it. Because harvest is not about just seeing the blessing, it's about possessing it. It's about stepping into it, taking hold of it, managing it, and multiplying it. And this is where so many people struggle. They've been so conditioned to wait, to endure, that when the season finally shifts, they don't know how to receive. But hear me tonight, receiving is just as important as sowing. Think about it. If a farmer plants seeds but never goes out to reap the crop, the harvest will wither away. If he doesn't bring baskets, if he doesn't show up expecting, if he doesn't move when the time is right, he loses what was already his. So let me ask you, have you made room for the harvest? Have you positioned yourself, expanded your mindset, prepared your hands to handle what's about to be placed in them? Because some of you have been believing for increase, but you're still operating with a scarcity mindset. Some of you have been asking for more, but you're still living as if you only deserve less. The truth is, if you don't shift your thinking, you won't be able to handle the blessing when it comes. And let me tell you, what's coming is bigger than you imagined. The overflow, the opportunities, the favor, the breakthrough, it's more than you've seen before. And the last thing you want is to stand in the middle of abundance and not know what to do with it. So I ask you again, are you prepared to receive? Because the time of waiting is over. The season of reaping has begun, and only those who are positioned will step into the fullness of what has already been released. And if you think the harvest is powerful, just wait until you understand the strategy to sustain what is being placed in your hands. It's one thing to receive a blessing, but it's another thing to sustain it. Because listen, what's coming into your life is not just about the moment, it's about the future. And if you are not prepared to manage what has been placed in your hands, you will lose what was meant to elevate you. This is where many people miss it. They pray for increase, they cry out for breakthrough, they declare that their time has come, but when the blessing arrives, they don't know how to hold on to it. They don't know how to handle it. And as quickly as it came, it slips through their fingers. Because hear me, what you fail to manage, you will eventually lose. Success is not just about receiving, it's about stewarding. It's about knowing how to take what has been given and multiply it. And if you don't have a strategy, if you don't have the discipline, if you don't have the structure to sustain what is flowing into your life, you won't be able to keep it. Think about this. If someone hands you a bucket of water, but you have holes in the bucket, what happens? It leaks. And if you don't patch those holes, if you don't reinforce the container, the water will drain out before you even get to use it. That's what happens to people who receive increase, but have no system to manage it. So let me ask you, have you built the capacity to hold what is coming? Have you strengthened your mindset? Have you disciplined your habits? Have you positioned yourself to not only receive, but to retain? Because this is not a temporary blessing. This is not just about one breakthrough, one moment, one season. This is about a new level of living. And at this level, you must think differently, move differently, operate differently, because when you don't have structure, when you don't have order, when you don't have a plan, you can end up squandering what was meant to be sustained. And hear me, what's coming is too big to be wasted. It's too important to be mismanaged. This is not just for you. It's for your future, for your legacy, for the impact you are called to make. That's why you must be strategic. That's why you must have a plan. That's why you must make sure that when the blessing arrives, it doesn't just pass through your hands. It stays, it grows, and it multiplies. So let me ask you one last time. Are you ready to not just receive, but to sustain? Because what's coming next is even greater, and only those who have the structure will be able to handle the weight of what is about to be released. It's not just about receiving. It's not just about sustaining. It's about agilement. Because listen, when the promise is released, when the breakthrough manifests, when the reward is placed in your hands, your next move determines everything. Some people receive the blessing, but they don't listen to the instructions that come with it. They get caught up in the excitement, distracted by the overflow, so consumed by the blessing that they forget to stay in position. But hear me, what you fail to obey, you will eventually lose. Because every breakthrough, every reward, every moment of increase comes with a responsibility. And this is where many people miss it. They think once they receive, the work is over. No, the reward is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the start of a new season, a new level, a new opportunity. But only those who stay aligned will be able to access the fullness of it. Because listen, there is a difference between partial blessing and complete fulfillment. Some people receive just enough to get excited, just enough to celebrate, but they never reach the fullness of what was actually meant for them. Why? Because they didn't stay in alignment. They didn't listen to the next step. Think about this. If you were given a key to a treasure room, but you only opened the first door and stopped there, would you ever access the full reward? No, you would be standing at the entrance. amazed by the little you received, while the greater portion remained locked behind a door you never opened. That's what happens when people settle for partial obedience. And hear me, what's being released in this season is too great to only receive part of it. This is not the time to get comfortable. This is not the time to think the work is over, because what's next is even greater, but it requires you to keep moving forward. So let me ask you, are you listening? Are you following the instructions that come with the blessing? Are you staying in position, staying in alignment, staying connected to the source of your breakthrough? Because this is not just about receiving. It's about stewarding the reward in a way that unlocks the next level. Because what's coming next is not just for you. It's about impact, it's about influence, it's about transformation. And only those who are willing to obey, willing to follow through, willing to keep moving, will experience the greater that is already prepared. Listen carefully. What has been placed in your hands is bigger than you. The blessing you've received, the breakthrough that has come, the opportunities that are unfolding, they were never meant to stop with you. Because hear me, true success is not just about what you receive, it's about what you contribute. Some people receive a blessing and they hold on to it like it's their personal possession. They think, this is mine. This is for me. But that's a limited mindset, because the greatest rewards are given to those who understand that what they have is meant to flow through them. If you receive abundance but never release anything, you become stagnant. If you are blessed but never use it to bless others, the flow stops. And when the flow stops, you begin to lose what you were meant to expand. Because hear me, whatever you do not use, you will eventually lose. Think about a river. A river is constantly flowing, constantly moving, constantly refreshing itself. But a pond that has no outlet, no movement, no flow, becomes stagnant. It begins to dry up. That's why some people who were once thriving, once growing, once experiencing overflow suddenly find themselves empty. It wasn't because the blessing ran out. It was because they stopped the flow. So let me ask you, are you holding on to what was meant to be released? Because everything you have been given was given with a purpose. Your reward is not just about personal success. It's about impact. It's about influence. It's about making a difference. And let me tell you something. The true measure of success is not what you accumulate, it's what you multiply. If your reward only benefits you, then it is limited. But if you take what you've been given, if you use it to empower, to uplift, to open doors for others, then you begin to operate at a greater level. Because listen, your reward is not just about what you can hold. It's about what you can release. And when you become a channel, when you become a distributor, when you make yourself available for something bigger than yourself, you step into unstoppable overflow. And here's the secret. When you release, you receive more. When you give, you grow. When you impact others, you expand your own capacity. Because the more you pour out, the more room you make for greater things to flow into your life. So I ask you today, will you be a reservoir or will you be a river? Will you hold on to what was meant to be shared, or will you allow what you've received to become a blessing to those around you? Because the greatest reward is not what you keep, it's what you multiply. And if you think this is powerful, just wait until you understand how your obedience and impact will open the doors for an even greater assignment that is waiting for you. This moment, this reward, this breakthrough, it was never just about you. It was never just about receiving a blessing or stepping into overflow or enjoying the fruit of your labor. No, this was always about something greater. Because the ultimate question is not just what have you received, but what will you do with it? You see, everything you have walked through, everything you have endured, every season of waiting, of learning, of preparation was leading you to this. You were not just blessed to be blessed. You were not just elevated to feel successful. You were positioned, you were empowered, you were equipped because there is a greater assignment waiting for you. And this is where many people hesitate. They receive the reward, they step into the breakthrough, and they get comfortable. But hear me. This is not the time to settle. This is not the time to think, I've made it. No, you didn't make it. You arrived at the starting point of something even greater. Because listen, true purpose is never about staying where you are. It's about growing, about building, about stepping into the very reason you were created. And if you stop now, if you hold back, if you choose to stay comfortable instead of moving forward, you will never see the fullness of what was meant for you. And hear this. Purpose is not about position. It's about impact. It's not about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. Because when you step into your true assignment, when you align your life with the greater purpose you were called to fulfill, doors will open that you never imagined. Connections will come that you never expected. Influence will grow in ways you never saw coming. But the question is, are you ready to say yes? Are you ready to let go of comfort, let go of hesitation, let go of fear, and step fully into the reason you are here? Because this is not just another season. This is the moment that everything has been leading to, and let me tell you something. The world is waiting for you. Your voice, your gifts, your leadership, your vision, they are needed. The people you are meant to impact, the lives you are meant to touch, the legacy you are meant to leave, it's all waiting on your decision. So I ask you one last time, will you step into your greater assignment? Will you embrace the fullness of your calling? Will you rise up and walk in the purpose that was destined for you from the very beginning? Because the greatest tragedy is not failure, it's success in the wrong assignment. But when you align with your true purpose, when you walk boldly in what you were meant to do, nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. The time is now. The door is open. The assignment is clear. And the only thing left is for you to step into it.